For anyone aware of what we've been up to lately, we've just come back from the UK's largest furry convention.
Confuzzled!
And it was quite the experience. So, now, obviously, this is the third furry convention we've been to. We've been quite lucky, to be totally honest.
Yeah, we've been extremely lucky.
But for many people, this was their first convention, and we've got, I think, BLFC on this weekend. And, you know, that's probably another one that's probably going to be quite a few people's first furry convention.
Since the great,
So we thought today we would take a moment to share some of the learnings we had from returning to a furry convention and talk about things that we'd just completely forgotten about conventions in general. So probably the first thing that really, really struck us, I think safe to agree here, is how tiring furry conventions actually are. Now, official advice, of course, is follow the 6-2-1 rule. Great, you know, that's 6 hours sleep, 2 meals and 1 shower.
Yeah.
Although, quite frankly, you're never going to get away with 1 shower, more like 6 showers.
I think I had about 7 in one day, I think it was.
Yeah, really, it should be like the 6-2-9 rule or something.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so the thing is, the idea that 6 hours sleep is fantastic until you kind of get there and you start going around, you start seeing panels, you spend 5 hours fursuiting in the evening, and suddenly, you know, you find yourself going to bed at like 1 in the evening.
Or 2.
Yeah, or 3. You know, that you do that walk of shame through the hotel lobby when there's no one else around at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Everyone's kind of looking at you, what are you up to?
And you're staggering around.
Yeah, because you're coming back from that, you know, that wild party where you've drunk a pint of vodka or something.
Yeah.
Not a good idea, by the way. Don't drink a pint of vodka.
I don't drink.
But, you know, and then, you know, you kind of set an alarm. You're like, okay, right, what is it now? It's 1 a.m. Right, breakfast is like from 7 to 9, but there's panels starting and I need to have a shower and that. I'll set an alarm for 7. It's 6 hours sleep. I'll live with it.
Yeah.
And then you end up staying up in bed chatting.
Yeah, we never got to bed.
Yeah.
Well, the adrenaline is running through your body like no one's business.
So consequently, you end up running the convention on like 5 hours or less. That's just unfortunately how it is.
Which is fine for the first day or so, because your body's still running on adrenaline until about day 3.
Yeah, I mean,
2.
I will say, this didn't seem to affect me as heavily at Midwest Fur Fest as it did at Confuzzled. I think that might just be because...
It's a shorter convention?
Yeah, American conventions are generally quite short. And Scotia, to a degree, actually, no, I was knackered the whole of Scotia. Take that back.
That's a very good point.
It's just the shorter the convention, the harder it is to adjust, I think. But Confuzzled, I don't know where we were getting our energy from.
I have no idea.
But, you know, there's not really any magical tricks here. You can have some energy drinks. But hopefully the adrenaline and the buzz of the convention really just kind of keeps you
I went for about 30 cans of Iron Brew and about like...
Yeah, now fortunately, and I think this probably applies to most hotels now, is you could ship Amazon stuff to the hotel. So,
oh my god, that was a lifesaver.
If you have an Amazon Prime subscription, you could, you know, prime some cans. I mean, he sent a case of Iron Brew to the hotel, and that got us through a bit more.
I went for the whole lot.
So, you know, there's a secret money-saving tip there for you as well. But yeah, just how tiring these conventions can be is you'll know it, you'll remember it, you'll go, oh boy, these are tiring. So you're back at a convention, or maybe it's your first. You know, you're standing there in a queue, you're waiting for Reg, and someone comes up to you and like, oh my god, Shadow, it's so good to see you. And you're just kind of, who is
Hi.
this? Who is this? You're kind of like, hi, yeah, how are you? It's so good to see you. You know, how are you getting on? You still got the fursuit, I think.
Yeah.
You know, and you're just looking at them, trying to figure out, is there clues? Have they got a badge on? Have they got a name badge? Is there a backpack with a giveaway? You know,
the problem is, after 3 years, you know, my memory is not as good as it used to be. And if you've only met this person once or twice, it becomes really difficult to remember everybody.
And I always feel so bad because it's they've obviously taken their time to remember who I was. I feel bad because I've just completely lost point of who they were.
I suppose when I think about it, though, that's probably due to the fact that they see us on YouTube.
Well,
we don't see them.
But just in general, it is difficult. And this is the thing, it's talking to anyone, really.
This is true.
name badges at conventions are a lifesaver. I have noticed recently, there does seem to be this kind of trend almost now for people to not have con badges on at all. And we've pointed this out a few times.
I have, and I don't
the
know
more
why
badges you have, the better. And if you don't have a con badge, there's some fantastic artists out there who are just waiting to draw you some con badges. Seriously.
And I would say, big tip, get them double-sided.
Yeah, no, double-sided con badges.
I used to do this for many years. I didn't get them double-sided. Please get them double-sided.
Yes, because there's nothing worse than when you're trying to talk to someone and figure out who they are, and it's flipped round.
You have to flip their...
It's brilliant. Oh, I can see.
I see who you are.
I can see your rules. I can see I can't hug you. I can see that you want to be called he, him. Cool. What's your name? I mean, obviously, don't be too afraid of asking people who they are. It does still feel embarrassing.
It's literally a case of, in my head, I'm going, do I just continue on with this charade of, yes, I know who you are, maybe, or it's just literally you're breaking the magic, I guess. It's like breaking the moment where you go, I'm sorry, I cannot remember who you are. Can you please remind me?
But I think sometimes you have no choice. I mean, there is at least 2 people who I met at Confuzzled that I just don't think I know the name of still.
No, me too.
I think we had a conversation. I don't know who you are. Sorry. But yeah, name badges are great. But that trying to read people's con badges, I put a Twitter meme at of like Terminator thing where you try to scan people's con badges to figure out who they are. But yeah, don't be offended if after 3 years people don't remember who you are.
No.
That's all I'm
easier next year.
It should be easier next year, but it's still always the same. You meet so many people that are con. Oh boy. Okay, what's our next category? Never underestimate the importance of a good breakfast. In fact, very often I think it's safe to say, at least for me and you, it's probably the biggest meal we had all day.
Yeah, I mean, we're very lucky in the UK. Pretty much all conventions normally allow you to have a free breakfast.
Yes, I mean, the Hilton certainly provided a decent spread, and ScotiaCon's Crown Plaza, that was pretty good too, and just for the weekend even.
Yeah, and just for the weekend, you used to give us breakfast.
Who doesn't remember the pancake machine that used to break down by the day too? It had a little memorial when it broke down, it was quite sweet.
And a combat. Weird memes. But the thing is that, let's put it this way, utilize it. Don't let it go. Just eat everything you possibly can. Because you might as well get yourself nice and full at the early stage. That way you can get all of that energy out through the day.
Yeah, and it's probably worth noting that, I mean, for us at Midwest Fur Fest, we don't stay in Maine very often because we can never get a room in it.
No.
But thankfully, the one we stay at the Embassy Suites does include breakfast. That certainly gets us through the day because food is a little bit harder in the American cons, we've found. But I guess if we weren't staying at the Embassy Suites, we'd probably get a massive order from Target or Walmart or something in before the con.
Yeah.
But having something in your room that's a substantial breakfast, be it cereal, bread, cake, something like that. You want something heavy.
All of the things.
The heavier your breakfast is, obviously that burns through the day. Now, I mean, obviously you've got to make sure you're eating food throughout the rest of the day as well. And,
but it's sometimes a lot more difficult when you're in suit. So
yeah, definitely having some sort of like dinner, but you want to obviously face yourself around suiting so you're not suiting on a heavy, awful stomach. Yeah. Because that's uncomfortable.
And that's why breakfast is good, because you don't normally suit directly after breakfast.
Yeah, so. I'm not normally a breakfast person, but at furry conventions, I am 100% a breakfast person. I am all about mini pastries. I like, and cake. I love, cake.
Yes.
I haven't done that in a long time.
There was banoffee slices at Confuzzled, and
yes, he likes his banana and toffee
they may
cake.
have not had any.
As soon as
left.
I saw them on your plate, I was like, I am going to get some.
And the best thing about breakfast at a furry con is you can sit down and you can watch everyone kind of crawl in. You can get an idea of how crazy people's nights were. Sit back, flip through the con book, check out the schedule for the day.
It's also a good way of meeting people as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say there is normally an absolute scrum for the coffee machine. So I think that's pretty much fueling furry conventions as well. But yes, if you can get access to a breakfast, I'd even say if the hotel offers it and it's an extra charge, it's probably worth budgeting that into your convention.
It's worth doing.
Another another thing I'd completely really forgotten and kind of missed actually, and I think this is more a UK con thing than an American one.
Yeah, we didn't really see this at.
I know Adler was at least appreciating it. This one is the memes that you have at least Confuzzled and Furry conventions over here. So Confuzzled always has like in jokes and silly things that go around. You know, it's beans or
things develop.
This joke about a table. This year it was bees. And
bees.
Basically,
Bees.
if you weren't a Confuzzled, you guys probably have seen this if you follow anyone who goes to Confuzzled as well, is bees. For some reason, the charity was bees. Very cool. We didn't say bees. But for some reason, people just took it onto themselves to just randomly shout bees. And this is what I love. This is what I love about furry conventions, is it's the silliness or the randomness that just gives them character.
Trying to go to bed at 1 a.m. with people outside our front window shouting bees.
Yeah, our hotel room...
Normally would make me angry, but made me laugh.
Our hotel room overlooked the front, so we literally got everyone's chatter, and you just randomly have bees being shouted. You'd be in the dealer's den, and
the dealer's den was the
they
best
would
one.
randomly announce on the tannoy system, bees. And everyone would basically just stop and shout bees. Out of context, it sounds absolutely bonkers, but
it's definitely us.
It's really what makes a convention, and for Confuzzled in particular, this is what I do love about
Previous
Confuzzled,
years, we've
is the
had
jokes.
pineapples. We had the Holy Pineapple.
We had the Church of the Pineapple. That wasn't an official meme. That just kind of
No, but that might as well have been.
There was a picture of a lost shoe.
Yes.
Of a
Have
year.
you seen this lost shoe and it became like a big
I wonder if we can even find a picture of that to put in here.
I think there was a Colton reference
Yeah,
or
we've
something
had
like
that. I mean, I know there has been memes and stuff that floats around other cons like Midwest Fur Fest, and I'm trying to think of them off the top of my head. ScotiaCon has their cone. They like their Scotia cone, as it's called, lovingly. And GFD borrowed the cone as well, which is kind of funny.
I mean, somebody put something up
memes.
in the lift that basically said, "Please do not. This is not a. This is not a
Please do
graffiti
not
wall."
put This is not Telegram. Please don't put stickers in the lift.
And what
so
happened?
People cover the sign in stickers.
With memes,
Lots of memes.
completely covered in memes.
You know, so there we go. Memes, part of a furry convention, something I have missed massively, and
Me
I
too.
really did forget how much of a part of the con they actually are.
They are.
Honestly, the one thing that I must admit I have forgotten about cons is just how optimistic you are going in, that you're going to see everything, see everyone, and do everything, to the reality of how much you want. Let's be honest here. Schedules are hard to keep to. Convention spaces are usually huge as well, so they take forever to cross.
Especially when you're in demand as well.
You're going to probably want to be doing things. You're going to want to be seeing things and seeing people. You're going to be chatting with people. And you might sit down before a con and go, oh, I really want to see this panel, this show. And the reality is you'll see one of them.
And if you're organising anything, you're going to need time to set up. You're going to need time to do the event. You're going to need time afterwards.
Yeah, you know, so honestly, be reasonable with yourself, and don't be hard on yourself if you don't get to see everyone.
No.
Thousands of people could attend these conventions. Okay, it's lovely to meet up with people you haven't seen for the last 3-4 years.
It really is.
But the sad reality is, don't be hard on yourself if you don't get a chance to catch that one person that you really wanted to talk to, because chances are they're in the same deal as you. You know, they were just trying to see everyone, and it's just not always possible.
Nope.
And our last point really here today has to be, we've kind of forgotten how bad post-con depression can be, and this is the bit I don't like, and I don't like talking about it too much because it makes me depressed in its own right.
Yeah.
And that is just that emptiness that you suddenly have when you leave the convention. When you packed your room up, you got your suitcase, you're on your way home, and suddenly you realise it is over.
It is over. All your friends are behind you.
Everything's quiet. There's nothing crazy going around. If you're still in the hotel, the lobby's just looking very boring and normal. There's
Normal.
You know, there's some people there from business suits for a dental conference or something. I don't know. You know, and it just feels sad.
It does.
And it can be really hard to deal with. And the best way to deal with it is to stay positive. So look at your fun photos, catch up with friends. We did a Discord chat with some friends yesterday.
Yeah, we had a little stream.
Try and make us all feel better about ourselves, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And there's just small things you can do just to kind of make yourself happy. Of course, you could do the other thing, which is book another con. You know, if you've got the ability to, why not? It's always lovely to have something to look forward to.
Yeah.
But seriously, reach out to any friends if you're feeling a little bit down after a con. It's only natural. It's perfectly normal to feel a bit sad on the last day or when you're going home. So don't feel bad about it. And just look forward to next and cherish the memories you have.
Yeah.
So there we go. Those were some things that we completely forgot about furry conventions. What things have you rediscovered by going back to furry conventions? Have you been back at all? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please click that like button, ring that shiny notification bell, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you'd like to support this channel further, there's a link to our Patreon below, as well as our merchandise store. I'm Shadow Raccoon.
And I'm Theodore Rabbit.
And we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.